Hey guys, Jeff here. I just wanted to share one of my Zoom consults, which was relatively short compared to most of my other Zoom dog training consults. We have a family here, loving family. All they do is adopt dogs, and they had a problem with one of their dogs. Escaped, got out of the yard. They went into some training, got some things under control. We're still, working through some things, over the course of time, and they wound up adopting another dog, and there was some same-sex conflict going on in the house. And I'm sharing this video because I really didn't have any solutions for them yet, because the new dog, the newly adopted dog, number one, had just gotten there. There were some anxiety signs, if you will, between the two male dogs, and the one resident male never really had positive experiences with other dogs, with the exception of the resident female and another geriatric dog that the people had at one time. Nevertheless, I'm sharing this video as short as it is because it's a good example of when I do these Zoom consults. It's challenging sometimes in these situations, because these situations oftentimes need hands-on support, right? In-person type stuff. And like you'll see in the video, I make some suggestions to them on how to proceed forward right now safely, and to get me some video so I can look at the video and critique not just the people but the dogs in action. I can see their body language, and you'll see I struggled at one point in this video, because especially not just being a dog trainer but being in rescue for a long time, you never want to take a dog out of a loving environment. Sometimes that is a possible solution, especially when there's two large animals involved and there's safety issues. We obviously don't want people to get hurt. Fortunately, the dogs, are all people friendly, but if anyone has experienced dog conflict and fights, people can inadvertently get injured. So there was a long pause in this video, because the thought popped into my head that they really shouldn't have gotten a dog until they fixed the resident dog's issues and done more work with the resident dog. And you'll see, you can see the internal battle of mine. But I did want to share this because it's real, right? This is a real life scenario, and it's not about doing these Zooms and having great content. It's about doing the right thing for the people and the dogs. And at this point in time, with this video, I needed more information before I really could offer anything specific. And you never want to add food to an equation when there's same-sex conflict, right? Because food could create a more volatile situation if the dogs feel the need to guard food, or if they get overstimulated at the presence of food. I can't suggest correcting dogs, because number one, I don't know them. Number two, I didn't see the dogs in action or their body language and how they interact from a safe distance, right? So I certainly wouldn't recommend that. It was a tough one. It was a tough one because they probably were, just loving people that wanted to save another dog, and I think that's awesome. But sometimes, and this is where I'm going with this, sometimes our dogs come first, and it's great if we want to rescue dogs or adopt dogs or foster dogs. Our resident dogs always come first, right? We have to make sure that there's harmony in the household, so we can be more useful and more effective as fosters or adopters or rescuers, right? So again, there's not much solution to what we cover here, but it's real, and I wanted to share it with you guys because it's about as real as you're going to get, as far as coming across a situation where the outcome might be that the newly adopted dog is not in the best environment, right? And it happens sometimes. As much as we want to keep all dogs in loving homes, when there's a newly adopted dog and there's a immediate conflict with two large, powerful animals, sometimes alternative solutions aside from training and behavior modification might need to take place. So anyway, you'll see what I'm talking about here. Again, I don't know how helpful this would be, but it's real. So take a look.
So yeah, we got Raider, and he's great with people. Took him out walking, he was fine. And
Met our other dog. He was fine.
I had a Chihuahua at the time who was paralyzed. We had Zoe, they were fine. And one day we had one of the spokes on our fence, the bottom was loose, and Raider figured out how to turn it. Well, he turned it, dug under the fence and got out. He saw one of our neighbors walking with her dog and immediately went for the dog and bit the dog. So that kind of opened our eyes to like, so, as we're walking him, yeah, he was getting more reactive, like jumping and panting, heavy breathing, like jumping up, pulling. So it just came out of nowhere. So I don't know if he just like got too protective. When we got him at 5 from Tony, I guess he was outside. They had surrendered him twice. He lived on like a big thick chain, and I don't know, obviously no obedience training or anything. And who knows what he went through,
Right. What kind of dog is he?
He's a Mastiff mix.
Okay.
They said Mastiff, black mouth cur.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like 80 something pounds.
Yeah, he's like
82 pounds.
80, 85 pounds.
Okay. And so when did that incident occur?
Right?
Yeah, probably like 8 months ago, 6
Yeah,
months ago.
8 months ago.
Okay. And then the walks and his social skills, seeing other dogs, has regressed and gotten worse?
Yeah, so we've got him in some training. And he seemed to be doing better, but still kind of anxious. And whenever he's around, another dog.
Okay.
He pulls like he wants to go and like play, but he doesn't want to play. If he gets closer, he gets more agitated, and then the teeth start showing.
Yeah, and he'll nip.
And he nips.
Yeah, and I mean, the fact that he got out of your yard and he was obviously not tethered, he was running loose, and he still targeted another dog. It gives us a lot of insight. Sometimes when a dog does things on leash, it doesn't necessarily equate to the same behavior off leash. But in this case, it is what it is. Raider is dog intolerant.
Yes.
So we thought he was doing better. We were trying to adopt another one. We brought him home this weekend, but it's weird because the new dog will be in his crate. I have a picture I can show you, laying down. Raider's in the same room, laying down. Zoe, they're all laying in the same room. They're fine. But if Raider's in the crate and the other dog is loose, Raider freaks out.
Okay, there's a third dog.
The third dog gets along with the new dog just fine. They're already playing.
No, he doesn't. We didn't tell him about Tucker. We just
Oh,
adopted
sorry.
Tucker from Tony.
Oh, okay. There's another one.
Sorry.
How old is Tucker?
A year and a half. We just got him from Tony Saturday.
Okay. And so
We were kind of hopeful and maybe jumped too soon that he was doing better with socializing. And
what kind of dog is Tucker?
a lab retriever mix. He's 40 pounds, the same as the tripod.
Okay. And all right, so now Raider is in the crate?
But Raider's in the crate and the newest dog is loose, Tucker. Raider freaks out.
Okay.
But if the new dog, Tucker, is in his crate, Raider's fine. He'll go up to him, he whines and he wags his tail like he wants him to come out. But then if he gets too close, he nips. So I don't know.
Right. All right. So I am a huge proponent and I support everyone who adopts dogs. I think it's amazing. I've been involved in rescue for almost 20 years. If you're having a problem with a resident dog, the worst thing you could do is add another dog to the situation.
Okay. Yeah, our fault. I figured that.
No, not necessarily. It's not a blame thing. It's just the dogs are not in a position to succeed. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not going to get along. That's not what I mean by that. When they're out, they're getting along?
When we're walking him, that's what we've been doing, a lot of walking. Raider is he's still anxious. He's not like vicious, but he pulls and
Right.
he'll pant real heavily.
He wants to get to him.
He wants to like, yeah, get close to him. And we
Right.
don't obviously don't allow that just in case.
Yeah. And
Like
how
tonight,
about,
like, oops, sorry.
No,
We're
go
in the
ahead.
kitchen, and we have like a baby gate, and the hallway is like to our right.
Mhm.
And so we had Tucker over by the front door.
I
Over
can't
here.
hear, I couldn't hear what you were saying.
So we had Tucker over by the front door, maybe 10 feet, 15 feet away.
I'm sorry, when you look away, I can't hear you. You have to speak into the mic face to face. Yeah.
So about 10, 15 feet away by the front door, we had Tucker, and we have Raider in the kitchen behind like a baby gate. And I got him to sit, and he sat there, and I was barely holding the leash, and he whined a little, but he wasn't pulling, wasn't going towards him, wasn't aggressive in any way.
Right.
So I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes he seems okay with it, and other times not so much.
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So you had him in training and he seemed to be getting better. That was after the fence escape?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's when we knew we had to do something.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you kind of got walking under control, I would imagine, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. He was doing great with
Better,
walking.
yeah.
Okay. Has he had any successful encounters with another dog besides Zoe?
No.
We haven't really tried him. He's been around them. Like we take him to Petco, brewery, but we just don't let him too close because we're just fearful that he'll snap.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm trying not to say it.
We shouldn't have got the other dog.
I'm saying yet.
Yeah.
I know it was probably too soon. I know.
And if Tucker's a year and a half old and he's a lab mix.
Yeah, he's a puppy.
Right. So you don't know what Tucker's going to be like a year from now. You can be the most loving people in the world and provide the most stable home. You don't know what Tucker's going to be when he's an adult. So, and I'm throwing this out there because you can manage things. You can go on walks. Things will go, can go well. You might start letting them off leash and interacting a little bit. Once Tucker matures, is there going to be conflict again? We don't, we don't know that. What we do know is that Raider has never had a successful interaction with another dog other than Zoe. Right?
Yeah.
And Macho, the Chihuahua.
And my Chihuahua. He passed away, but Raider never paid him any mind.
How long was the Chihuahua around?
Until August, this past August.
And he was paralyzed, you said?
Yeah.
The back end was paralyzed.
I mean, he could still scoop, and he did.
He scooted around there.
And if either dog got close to my Chihuahua, he would nip it, snap it.
Yeah.
So they didn't go near him.
Right.
He was the boss.
Yeah. All right. So, and you got Tucker a week ago, you said?
Just Saturday.
Oh, like 2 days ago?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Okay. All right. So, right now, let's, focus on the immediate future, which would be trying to get this working. You got to keep walking them. That's the best thing you could do right now is just keep walking them. How long and how far are you walking them?
Oh gosh. We multiple times were outside yesterday with them. We didn't clock like mileage, but we were like, just our neighborhood kept just repeating up and down the streets, first passing each other, then getting in, try to get in a pack, in the yard, going back and forth to see if they would be okay, in the yard. Just off and on all day yesterday. Saturday Saturday night when we got home, we walked. And now we're heading out to walk as soon as we're, get off with you.
Right. All right. So, do you normally walk or are you just walking for the purpose of?
Oh, no, we normally walk.
Oh, okay, good. Okay. All right. So, all right. I need to see these dogs. So do you have a third person that can help you guys? Because I'm going to need to see video before I even go on.
Yeah.
I don't want to offer generic or superficial advice that may or may not work or could potentially intensify if there is any conflict. Is there anybody you know that could video you guys walking and doing your little exercises?
Okay.
I can have Xander do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we
We
can
can
have
our-
one of our
sons
kids.
do it, yeah.
All right, so what I need them to do is, I need them, if you're using your phone, hold it horizontally so
Yep.
I can see the whole picture. All right, so if they're, if they're filming, I mean, if they're walking behind you, they can hold the phone vertically, because if they stand far enough back, I'll be able to see both dogs. But horizontal is best so I can get both dogs, both handlers in the picture. So however, I'm guessing you start walking a little bit for, opposite side of the street or something, and just start walking, and then you get a little closer together until I'm guessing Raider reaches like a threshold where he starts to get more anxious, and then you kind of settle in or step away a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you do the walking past each other.
Yep.
Okay, so can you do that for me and get me those? And it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be the whole thing. Definitely the initial part, right? Definitely the first 5 minutes. That would be helpful, because that's probably when Raider's anxiety is probably going to be at his peak anyway. Is the initial. So a few minutes of that the first exercise of walking, maybe another, a minute or so of the walking past each other. And then if you feel things settle down a little bit, maybe 30 seconds or so with them behaving normally.
Okay. Yeah. Tucker has had no training whatsoever. So he I don't know.
He's not good on the
He's not good on the leash.
I don't care about leash etiquette right now. It's about body language. That's really what I need. That's really what I need to see. I'm not, leash walking. I mean, we could talk about that some other time, but them coexisting and seeing what, if any, conflict, or targeting Raiders doing to him, and it's only day 3, so that's promising. That we haven't really had any kind of more intense reaction from Raider. So for right now, keep doing the walking exercises. Get me video as soon as you can. I'll text you. I don't know, what do you do through like Google Drive or something to share video with people?
Yeah.
Okay. Because email is not, it's going to be too big of a file. So when we hang up, I'll text you my email address. And then you can just upload it to your Google Drive, and you need my email to give me access to that share, whatever you call it. I mean, obviously there's no rush, because I'm not going to tell you to go let them loose in the backyard anyway, right? But if you can get it to me in the next couple of days, that would be cool, and then I can watch it, and then we can hop back on a Zoom. And we can kind of talk about things. So 2 things: I'll have data at my disposal to see what's going on. You'll have a whole bunch of walks and a few extra days under your belt. You might have more information at your disposal, as far as, what, Jeff, I don't know what happened, but 4 o'clock yesterday, they just started getting along. Like, I mean, it could, awesome. It happens. But just with larger dogs, especially when there's potential for conflict, and one who has a history of not necessarily jiving with other dogs, I like to make sure that I see things in action, if that's okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Of course. Absolutely.
Is that fair?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
All right. So aside from that, do you have any other questions?
No, it's just that, we love dogs. We like to get, we like to rescue as many as we can, but now we can't.
Yeah, no, I'm a trainer, and I've had dogs. I've rescued dogs over the years where, I mean, I rescued them because if they went anywhere else, they would have gotten into trouble. So, and whether they would bite a person or maul another dog. So, I'm used to managing environments, and, plus, I mean, most of these dogs were older, and I'm like, I got nothing to prove. Let me just let this poor bastard live his life out in peace,
No doubt.
Well, that's why we felt bad for Raider. I mean, we saw her story, and I mean, literally the chain links were like this big and just like padlocked around his neck.
Damn.
So, I mean, and they called him Demon.
Yeah.
So, like, we felt horrible.
Yeah.
We got him, and he's great. He's great with people. He's so loving.
Right.
Yep.
But just
not dogs.
Another dog.
All right, so you got homework.
Okay.
You know, get it to me when you can. I'll watch it, and then we'll hop right back on a Zoom.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right,
Sounds good.
guys.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right, see you
All right.
soon.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye.